Hi, I'm Christina Blacklaws and I specialised in family law for over 20 years. I also currently serve as the childcare representative on the Law Society Council, so I think it's fair to say I have a lot of experience with the law when it relates to children. The breakdown of a relationship can be hard at the best of times. When children are involved, it can become even more difficult. Which is why it's important to know that if you have children and you have questions about the arrangements for them, there are a number of things that you can do to minimise the impact upon both you and the children. It's worth stressing, first of all, that as far as the law is concerned, it is the best interests of the child that are the most important considerations throughout. It's likely you'll have hundreds of questions, both about your own future and your children's. But here are some of the areas you'll need to be thinking about. Things like how to organise finances to make sure your children are looked after, who the children should live with, what level and type of contact the children should have with the parent they don't live with or with other relatives, and practical issues such as whether your children should be able to travel abroad, what name they should be known by, and who should be appointed as their guardian in your will. There is a lot to think about, and often the answers are not clear-cut. Parental responsibility is important as it means you have a legal duty and responsibility to make decisions for the children. A person who doesn't have parental responsibility automatically may be able to obtain it in another way. As it's important to ensure the children's best interests are put first, court proceedings should always be the last resort. Negotiation or mediation can provide the best way forward. It really can help some families to resolve issues arising from their breakup. This is often the quickest and most cost-effective way of reaching an agreement that ensures the best interests of the child and which all parties are happy with. If you can't reach agreement through negotiation or mediation, then the next step is to make an application for a court order. There are a number of different types of order a court can issue. For example, a residence order, which sets out the arrangements for where a child lives. A contact order, setting out the arrangements for a child to visit a person they don't live with. There are other orders that can also be made, such as giving a person parental responsibility for a child when they do not have this automatically. If you think a child is at risk of harm and you need to protect them, such as being removed abroad, there are other orders that can be applied for. If you think this applies to you or your children, it's essential that you seek immediate legal advice. If you're making an application for a court order to maximise your chances of success, it can be very helpful to understand a little bit about how the court will make its decision. Put simply, the court is legally bound to base all its decisions on what it believes to be in the child's best interests. And to determine what it believes is in the child's best interests, the court refers to something called the welfare checklist. The welfare checklist focuses on a number of factors, including the wishes and feelings of the child in light of their age and level of understanding, the child's physical and emotional needs, the likely effect on the child of any change in their circumstances, the child's age, sex, background, and any other relevant factors. So, if you're applying for a court order, for it to have the best chance of success, it really is worth considering its potential impact on any children involved. After all, a court will only agree to an order if it thinks it will be better for the child than not making one. The breakdown of a family can be an incredibly stressful time for all involved, but hopefully this short introduction will help if it's something you are facing up to. You can find more information on specific areas of family law and the law as it relates to children in our other videos.